Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the altcoin show, coming at you daily from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. The question I'm getting asked right now is, how low can we go? And for altcoins, I'm going to look at some of the altcoin charts and setups, share my thoughts. Also, if you haven't seen my Bitcoin video from earlier, from just a few hours ago, check that out. Share some insights there, and we're going to look at Bitcoin dominance, a bunch of other stuff. But of course, until we get into all that, before we get into all that, smash the like button. This does help get the channel out to more people and does help support the channel. And of course, appreciate all the kind words and encouragement that you leave in the comment section. You take the time to write them. I take the time to read them. Thank you so much. And those who leave questions in the comment section, I do get back to those as soon as I am able to. Emphasis on as soon as I am able to. Please be patient. But if you want to interact with me directly, you can find me in the Stocks with Josh Discord. There is a link below in the description. You might need to click the more button to pop that out. And I am in the crypto channel there daily with the most amazing people on the planet. We also have the meme coin channel, the part I've dubbed it the AKA the party zone, as well as I have my own Crowned Traders channel in there where I'm sharing education, insights, analysis, and some of my trade setups, as well as some entertainment, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? And maybe this is not very entertaining, this dump, but maybe for some of you, it's an opportunity to buy your alts at a discount. And here's the thing, as long as we are sticking with the thesis that the bull run is not over, and I think in probability, it's a lower probability that the bull run is over. So I'm going to stay with the most highest probability. There are no guarantees, of course. The highest probability that the bull run is still on, then we would have been very happy to get our altcoins at some of these discounts. But some of you all panic selling, and maybe it's because you've got money in there that you cannot afford to lose. And so that's also very important to make sure that there is some balance there. So let's jump into Bitcoin dominance first of all there. And as we can see, it is surging. Now, remember in the last bull run, December 28 of 2020, when Bitcoin dominance topped out, and we saw a little bit of a prelude of what altcoin season could look like with a huge drop down in Bitcoin dominance there. And then obviously we came up, we had a rejection, and then we busted through. We paused here at the Tribal Trades trend line, and then we busted through the 50-day moving average, and we are surging up to the other top of this wedge here, the other Tribal Trades trend line at the top of the wedge. And there, if we do go above here, that would be repeating history. So we could see some more bleeding out for alts. However, it's possible, is this season accelerated? And this is one of the things that I was talking about in my Bitcoin video earlier, that if this does end up being the top for Bitcoin dominance of December 5th, it has therefore come about 23 days earlier than the last cycle, which came on December 28th. Which possibly means, is this more akin to the January sell-off that we saw? Has the January sell-off come a little bit early? It doesn't mean that we can't see some more sell-off in January and some more downside in January there, but all I'm saying, this is something that needs to be considered. And if this is come a little bit earlier, if we're having the sell-off come a little bit earlier, then we are maybe a little bit accelerated. So let's keep an eye on Bitcoin dominance. As you can see, it is surging. People are sadly panic selling. Let's look at the 4-hour chart there. Yep, we can see how we came up, use this as support, broke through and up there. And so you can see, if we zoom out for the weekly time frame, you can see there that we were up in this channel, and then we broke down. We'll have to extend this out a little bit here. So let's just pull this out, because this is what we need to do here. Just to give that there, and then pull this out a little bit here, there. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at the moment. So what is my strategy right now for altcoins? Well, my strategy has always been that I have my buy orders set, and then I just set and forget. And when you have dumps like these, quite often I try and detach myself from, I want to check in every so often, just in case, there might be some opportunities there that I don't see if I'm not watching the market. But I do try and just set my buy orders in place and forget. But what I do want to look at is Solana. So Solana here, as you can see, I did buy some Solana here at the 50-day moving average, right at this level there. But I didn't go hard in here. I just made a normal dollar cost average buy at this level. But now again, here is the level that I would be looking to pick up a little bit more Solana, right at the tribal trades trend line and right at the 200 EMA. Now, am I loading the boat at this level? Absolutely not, because I don't want to try and catch a falling knife. We could, of course, drop a little bit lower. We could come down all the way down, possibly down as far as these levels down here. You can't discount that kind of, that kind of a drop taking place, even come down to the 200 EMA on the 3-day time frame. Okay, so that can't be discounted here, and I really should move this tribal trades trend line now up a little bit higher here. And so you can see we did break out of this wedge and coming back for a retest of it, because we didn't really see a retest of this tribal trades trend line wedge here. So this wouldn't be, and look, there is a key Fibonacci level here sitting at around that 172 level. So if we now zoom back to the daily time frame, this is where I would be looking to put in a buy of Solana here. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't go a lot lower, okay? But remember, those who try to pick bottom sometimes get smelly fingers. And I know that's a gross kind of analogy, but it is something that you all remember and understand. I'm not trying to find the exact bottom here. I mean, who knew that Jerome Powell was going to come out and say what he did and do what he did? Nobody saw that coming. Nobody predicted that. Nobody thought, oh, there's a rate cut that is bullish for the market, and then he came out and did what he did there. So maybe we are getting a little bit of the January dropsies a little bit early, but typically in December it's bearish, fairly not bearish for altcoins, but altcoins can be. I mean, we're really just, if we look at December here, we have lost the December lows for Solana, for example, that was here at 200. And so typically, historically, Bitcoin dominance has peaked in December. And so the surprise is really that of Bitcoin's behavior. Usually Bitcoin does have a Christmas rally leading into December, and that seems to, we have a little bit of a correction going on at the moment. And so these are the levels. So let's look at some of the other stronger altcoins out there, and see how they're performing. So now we see Sui at the 50-day moving average. That would be an area that I would have a buy. I've got a buy order there, most likely. If I'm pretty sure I have one in there, I have to check, but I should have one in there. And this is why I have to check sometimes, because I might have had a buy at the 50-day moving average down at this level here. Now the 50-day moving average is coming up. So that's where I check in on my buy orders and say, okay, do I need to readjust those? Maybe I had a buy-in for Sui when the 50-day moving average was around $3. Now it's up around $3.50, so I might need to adjust that. So here would be a buy here for Sui for me. If we look for the 4-hour time frame here, we've lost that, okay? So that would have been an area for dollar cost averaging. Potentially, I did not have a dollar cost average buy there for that one there, and because we just melted through that level right there. But if we go on the daily, so the next target to the downside really for this would be there's some Fibonacci levels here at $3.33, but also coming back to this area here, where we had found support previously at about $3.11 if we were to lose the 50-day moving average. And you can't discount that we would come all the way down to $2.21. My word, I'm not sure if we would go down to those levels at this current drop here. But the stronger ones will find their home right here on the 50-day moving average. Okay, the stronger. So what are we looking for? We're looking for the stronger alts. The other ones, this to me is strong too. Any altcoin that's holding either the 50-day moving average or the 200 EMA on the daily, I'm looking at that. Look at Tau, unfortunately has lost the 50-day moving average and has lost the 200 EMA on the daily. We come back down to the 3-day chart and we see the 200 EMA on the 3-day down at 309. I'm not sure that we get down there, but this here is a crucial level to hold at 400. At 400 right there, dollars there, and that could be an area that if this level holds, that might be an area to have a buy in there. And certainly I do have a buy in there for Potenza Tau at or around that level there. That's probably already been hit there, but don't discount this. There is some more levels down here at around 365, and a real extreme drop would be down at 307. We'll see what happens. We've got to really wait to see when Bitcoin dominance is going to top out. And so we've put in a higher high here from this high here. And so what we're looking for, if this comes above this, and that is put in a higher high. So we want to see from this here as well. So we're interested to see if this is going to get taken out. But obviously, if we were coming down, if we were to see now this is the level that we need to break to the downside, this down here at 56.12%, that would be creating a lower low. If we came down here or down to here and bounced and went up, that's where we're looking for alts. Alts might find a little bit of a relief, but then ultimately, it could come back up a little bit higher. Let's look at some of the other bigger alts, such as Ethereum in the top 10. Again, the 200 EMA on the daily, so it's lost the 50-day moving average. If you were wanting to buy Ethereum, I'm not one of those people. I'm sorry. Right now, the 200 EMA on the daily is at 3,000 and about $40 there. Dogecoin, also a top 10 coin. Let's see how that's performing. Lost the 50-day moving average. So you can see Sui is the one that's been performing the strongest out of all these. Solana, Doge, Ethereum still haven't lost their 200 EMAs on the daily, but there are some that have, like Banana Gun. You can see it's lost the 200 EMA on the daily. Does that mean that I'm selling the Banana Gun? Absolutely not. I have not sold any of my Banana Gun there. I'm just holding that. And obviously at some point, I'm not going to try and catch a falling knife. Sometimes I remove orders from my buys. Okay. Sometimes I remove those things because we could see a full retracement all the way down here, back to this $33 there. Okay. So that would be something that I would be looking at there. And possibly if it was to found some support there, I could possibly move my orders down to there. You look at a coin like Casper, completely lost its 200 EMA on the daily there and the 50-day moving average. Mondo hasn't even come down to the 50-day moving average on the daily time frame. Render has lost the 200 EMA on the daily. Now remember, the 200 EMA on the daily generally has been historically, if we are still in a bull market, which I believe we are, has historically been, would I be buying Render at this point? I wouldn't be. I did have an order here that would have gotten hit, okay, but I'm now waiting to see where we find some relief. I don't want to try and catch a falling knife. Again, these are just nibbles, these dollar cost average levels that I've got, just these little buys in here adding to my position. If you look at HNT, I think we'll see the same thing. Just lost the 200 EMA on the daily. It may reclaim that. Same with Render. I am not selling any of these guys. I'm not selling any of these coins that I've just went through there. Absolutely. Sometimes I'm just moving my buy orders, and that is, I'm not offloading these altcoins. If anything, I'm looking to add to them because I do still feel that we are in a bull run. And then if we go to the legacy tokens, let's just take a quick look as we finish up here. XRP seems to be, we're away like though from the 50-day moving average. This, again, I wouldn't be buying XRP at this level. I wouldn't be buying XRP at all, just my personal opinion. But as we, if the current administration really does bring the XRPs and the HBARs and the Cardanos in, and maybe makes them a major part of fiscal policy moving forward. As far as crypto goes, this could see some more upside here, but this would be an area, if I was an XRP buyer, this would be where my buy would be, down here at a dollar. That's why I would get interested there. You can see with Cardano, it's lost the 50-day moving average. It's right now at the 200 weekly moving average. So if you are a Cardano fan, if it holds this level here at 76 cents, that would be a place where I would have an order, as long as it holds as support. If it doesn't hold as support, then I would not be interested at those levels. So you can just see as I go through the way that I look to assess and see where some buys. I mean, it's not just crypto. The whole stock market has taken an absolute hammering. 1.5 trillion, I believe, was wiped out of the stock market thanks to Jerome Powell. And so I am looking at these levels. You can see that Tau has found some support at this level currently. And so this is where I had a buy or a buy order around this level there. And some of the other ones, like Say, lost the 200 EMA on the daily, and it's lost the 200 simple moving average there. I'm not a buyer of Say at the moment, but I would be waiting until to find some kind of relief there. Again, I'm looking for Bitcoin dominance to help guide, and you can see it continues to go. You might have to push this down to one of maybe the hour time frame. And what I'm looking for is there any kind of reversal. Even on the hour time frame, we keep making higher highs and higher lows. I would want to be looking on the 15-minute time frame. Is there anything? No, we keep making higher highs and higher lows. So I'm looking at any time frame for some kind of reversal, but just be careful. I really ultimately are looking on the bigger time frame for a proper reversal, but just maybe for a little bit of relief, because you might get a little bit of relief and then it jumps up again. So don't be fooled by looking on these time frames here. But I'll be looking at all the different time frames, but ultimately on the 4-hour first is where I want to see a lower low or a lower high at some point, and then ultimately on the daily for confirmation, as you can see here. So just stay safe out there. It doesn't, again, we're wanting to see Bitcoin, what Bitcoin dominance is doing. I'm not really keen to add more buys in, apart from some of those stronger altcoins at some of those levels that I identify, as long as they hold. And of course, you can always stop out if those levels get lost. Okay, you can say, where can I stop out? If you put $100 in, you only want to lose 10 of that, then stop out where you're only going to lose 10 of that. Or sometimes if you can get in and out quick enough, you can actually get out like for I think Solana is a good example of this here. And we'll just finish with this, guys. If Solana here, if this was to lose the 200 EMA on the daily, come down, retest that trend line or the 200 EMA on the daily, that could be a place to stop out as well. And you could also always get back on the trade if it gets above, retest the support, and then moves up. Okay, so that's how that you can play that to stay safe. So you can say, oh, well, I bought there and then it kept dropping. Okay, but you also could have stopped out as well. Either stopped out around that level or just under that level with whatever your acceptable loss is that you want. You don't want any more loss than that on the trade. Okay, so again, as always, I'm going to be in the Discord today. For those of you who have questions or might need a little bit of sharing some of my thoughts in there, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just education and entertainment. Now, hopefully today, I don't know how entertained you were today. I've tried my best to stay upbeat and help you keep all entertained, but it is a little bit tough when the market is dropping and we see our portfolios dropping. But there's also at some point when there is a turnaround and a low does come in. Again, on Bitcoin, I am looking for Bitcoin possibly, and I did share this morning. I'm going to share a quick update. Obviously, this video is going to come out a couple of hours after I give it, and so some of these levels, but really this 92,800 or 900 level, that's a key fib level right there. And the Bitcoin 50-day moving average is sitting at around 91,000 and change, somewhere in there. So that's a level there just below at 90,000 as well. There's another fib level. So hopefully we'll see some kind of reversal there for Bitcoin. If we would lose these levels, then obviously there's the trend line that comes in there around 88, 89,000 as well. So those would be the next three levels. One of those has already been hit. The fib level got hit. We did find just at right now, we're testing it right now at around 92,800. It's sitting at around 92,750. So we're testing that level right now. Right below it, around 91,000. I think this has just come up since it was 91,100. Maybe it's 91,500 now. So that's a level. And then down here around this $88,000, $89,000 level there, that would be the next area if we were to lose those. All right, stay safe out there until the next episode. Happy trading.